respectful gathering. To begin with, I would like to invite Dipali ma'am to share the introductory remarks and set the tone for today's session. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Jia. Thank you for that handing over to me. Yes, students, we all know that we are here with the one motto that we have to succeed in this SIH. And you all know that what is the flow of this competition. Internal hackathon is the first part of it. And in internal hackathon, we will be having orientation rounds. Previously, you might have observed that in the previous years, you came with a presentation, you went in step mentoring took place. But this year, we have taken a different step. We want that everyone should compete well in this competition. And so, as per the discussion from Vishal sir and Vivek sir, we took a different initiative where first we'll have the orientation sessions where you will get all the introductory things that how your presentation should be like what you should look for when you're choosing your problem statement, what should be your thought process when you're selecting the problem statement. All these things will be taken care by our very well-known evaluators present over here, Mr. Vishal Pillai and Dr. Vivek Kulkarni. Let me introduce to you both the evaluators present today. Dr. Vivek Kulkarni sir, he is having more than 5 years of experience being an evaluator for the Smart India Hackathon at the central level and a very learned personality which will give us all the insights required to fight well in this competition. Then Mr. Vishal Pillai. Mr. Vishal Pillai is the initiator of a very well-known hackathon KPIT Sparkle. Also, he is on the hackathon panel for many different hackathons throughout the nation. And he has set up, those who all remember last time, he had been mentoring through rigorous hours and many sessions. And he gave many good inputs to the students to make it possible to reach till the finale round. So we have these learned personalities with us, and I want you all to take a benefit of this. Attend all the orientation sessions, ask queries wherever there is doubt in your mind. You're free to ask. Rather, today's session, we are expecting that it should be more of interactive session. Flow will be followed a very ethics of this particular session will be followed. You have to raise hand and you can ask queries. First, we'll listen to Vivek sir and Vishal sir. After that, immediately we'll start with the interactive sessions where whatever queries are there in your mind, we'll try to resolve it. I hope you have been through the SIH government portal, sih.gov.in. 73 software problem statements and 28 hardware problem statements are already out. Yet few more are expected. I think so in a day or two, we will get all the problem statements on board. All the problem statements will be released, which will go to the total count of 200 somewhere. Students, one or two things I would like to make clear from my side. Registration date is today, end of day. Registration does not make it mandatory that you have to select the problem statement today itself. Registration is only to form your team and confirm that you will be participating in SIH. Once your registrations are done, you are in for all the orientation sessions. And after that, whenever all the problem statements will be released by the ministry people, then after that, we will give you 4 or 5 days for selecting your problem statements. And thereafter, you will get the deadline that you have to submit your problem statement till that date. So I'm making it very clear. Don't get confused in registration and problem statement selection. Registration is only for your team formation to confirm that you will be the participant for your SIH, and Problem statement selection is a later step, though problem statement selection on Yuva Setu is live now. If you want, you can select the problem statement later on. When all the problem statements are out, you can change the problem statement if you wish. So this is what I will like to convey from my side, and I wish all teams the best of luck. Please get benefited by all the orientation sessions. This is meant for you people only. I can see many faculty members have also joined. The main motto of this session was to interact with the faculty members also. So that if we faculty members understand this process well, they will surely mentor the team very nicely. That is the main input what I got from Vishal sir and Vivek sir. And hereafter, I hand it over to Jia back. And Jia, you can take the session ahead.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful words and for framing the context of today's session. Now it's my pleasure to invite our first speaker, Dr. Vivek Kulkarni, to share his thoughts with us. Sir, over to you.
Hey, hi. Thanks for the invitation. And just to make things clear, I think people have already started putting questions out there, which is great. But just an introduction, I mean, this Smart India Hackathon we started in 2017, as you might know, for the new people, and along with Dr. Abhay Jere, who is the current vice chairman of AICT. I was the second person. So we too are the pioneers of Smart India Hackathon. It is our idea which we allowed government to hijack. Okay. So if you have any questions about what SIH is, how do I attempt, and all that, of course, I'm the right person to answer. Um, so stating a few things before we begin today is just to correct what ma'am was saying is there are a few more problem statements already been uploaded. So you have 90 plus 45 while we talk. So there are already 90 software problems and 45 hardware problems which are available to attempt right now. So it's already been increased. As we know, 25th is going to be the time to submit the ideas online by the institute, but the date might get extended. We don't know, right? So there is a possibility of extension by 1 or 2 weeks beyond 25th, but I'm not sure whether the institute would want to take that up. But that's I'll leave it to the institute and Deepali ma'am to decide what should be the last day by institutions to upload the ideas. Okay, so this is going to be the internal hackathon first, followed by the selected ideas that college would want to upload on the website, right? Few guidelines. I mean, you must have gone through the guideline document which has been provided by the Smart India Hackathon website. Guidelines about participation, how having more girl students in a team would benefit. You should be aware that how the SIH PPT, right? There is a format which is prescribed in which you have to submit the idea. That has to be followed very judiciously. Okay. Um, in and all, I want to say that the problem could be complex, but the solution has to be simple. That should be our motto. A solution has to be stated in very um, stepwise manner. The solution followed by a technology choice, because there is a different slide for technology choice, and which is an important step in architectural decisions that has to be clearly mentioned after the solution has been mentioned. And then the next slide. So there are 6 slides minimum that are expected out there, as you have seen. Just follow that, and if you have any doubts, I am ready to answer right away. So what we can do, maybe we can move back, I mean, to Vishal to say a few words, and then we can take on the questions. How do you want to go about it?
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful and enriching talk. Now, moving ahead, I would now like to welcome Mr. Vishal Pillai to share his perspective with us. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. So I hope I'm audible. So the next very important thing that we should be doing is, I would say that each guide and team should go through all of the problem statements. Reason being, there are certain things that I observed last year. So there are, if there are say five problem statements which lie in the area of AI, or you're trying to do something. I'm just giving an example, like uh, maybe image processing or something like that, and you want to do something related to AI. You want to do a machine learning uh, project and all. See to it that you have the requirements or the basic data with you. So, for example, last year I saw some people trying to attempt problem statements which were related, which were very different. So, for example, they were trying to find out some disease looking at leaves. So, where the database basically to train a model to understand the disease requires a database. And this database, if it is not available to the team, the model cannot be trained. So there is a very important piece of information which I'm trying to give you. First thing is, you should go through each and every problem statement to understand what are the basics which are required to solve that problem. What is the information that you should be having in your domain? Your domain knowledge should be such that that information is available to you before you start attempting. Because they there I saw many people who, yes, of course, innovation happens, uh, you may say cross border, I would say, in areas where you go beyond your area of comfort and do something very different, yes. But it is a hackathon. You have to very you have to be very sure on if you to that problem. For that, I would like to tell to all the guys who are going to be there with the team that many a times I saw that the communication of what very good you may say solutions presented last year. Those solutions didn't last when you go to a broader competitive space, like a national level space. It's because of the communication. Innovation is the the reach of that solution. Reach is where you are able to reach so many people. You have to show the kind of scalability which is available by implementing in the first two slides. If you look at it, the slides are very self-explanatory on what they are expecting. One very important thing that I would like to say is that first, most probably they are not expecting you to show the prototype right away. Instead, they are just looking at the basics. They're looking if really your solution is innovative. That is the first point that they are looking at. Of course, they you if you have a prototype, you can put some pictures over there, but it takes you may say space, and it also takes you may say for through whatever you are writing. So right now, the first objective is to find the right problem statement. The right problem statement, when I say there are many problem statements which are open, I would say they are open statements. Don't look at those open statements. Look at some precise thing. If they have mentioned something very precise, some technology which they are expecting as very precise, go for it, because then you have a reason why you are participating, and you are able to say that yes, you have done some kind of a product which uses that specific technology. This is one thing which I observed. But again, just to use the technology is not the aim of hackathon. As has been like it has been told by Dr. Vivek, uh, It is more of how simply you are able to solve it, how easily a problem can be solved, and how big a reach can be there. So these are the 3 4 important points which should come out very very sharply in your presentation. See to it that you maybe I would say try to present it to someone who is knowledgeable in that field, who would actually uh, tell you that whatever you are thinking is already there in the market. I would say you should take it, right now is the time where you should iterate. The reason why I'm saying is go to a person who is already knowledgeable is because you should go to your professors. All the teams should go to the professors, basically present the problem and the solution, and see their reaction. Their first reaction is the reaction which you want to capture. If there is a reaction that this is already available, I know something about this, it means that you should now work on your innovation. It simply means that you are thinking in the same way that all the other people are thinking, and it is something very common. So we need to, now if we need to do things differently, we need to do it differently from the very start. So it's not expected that there should be tons and tons of entries. It's more of understanding which is the right entry, which is the innovative entry, which can stand the competition. So that's all from my end. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and guidance. And now we'll be opening the floor for a question and answer session. This is your chance to interact directly with our speakers. You may either raise your hand if you would like to ask your questions verbally, or type your question in the chat box and we'll read it out for you.
Gia, I can see few questions are already there in the question answer box. So can you just take one by one? Few questions I have already answered, but many questions I think so Vivek sir or Vishal sir can take it nicely. So you can go through the questions one by one.
All right, ma'am. So the first question is like, can we go with the one problem statement, or we got mail to select two problem statements?
I have already answered this question, beta. Take the next question.
Ma'am, actually, I could see only the two questions which has been answered by you.
Okay, okay. No, then in the open category, I can see many questions. Okay, I'll read one. Uh, I will put this question because few are addressable by our internal faculty only, Vivek sir and Vishal sir. So I'll take the questions which are more relevant to you too. Sir, one student, Parth Kale, has asked, Sir, as first year student, what should we expect from ourselves during this hackathon?
Okay.
It's a very good question. I think Smart India Hackathon is for all. So irrespective of whether you are in first year or you are in fourth year or third year or second year, I think it is for all engineers. So we encourage you to participate. See, the ideation doesn't require any qualification to be precise, right? So you already are qualified, and if you have a good idea or a simple idea to solve a particular problem which has been listed out there, then you are one of the team members that we are expecting to participate. Okay, so that's the first thing. I think the team formation would be such a way because we expect team size to be of six. Essentially, that mean that you could be one of the team members. The rest five can come with different levels of experience. Uh, and the encouragement from Smart India Hackathon is always about multidisciplinary teams. So if you think you have a skill, either you are a good communicator so that you can present well, you could be a good coder so that you can contribute quickly building prototypes, or you could be a good architect and a design person can design idea, come up with different technology choices based on pros and cons and select one. I think then you would be the part of the team. You're required to be part of the team. Okay, so there are different skills required in the software engineering process. Smart solving a problem in smart India hackathon is like creating a product of its own, right? So the intent of this whole exercise is to learn software engineering by doing. So it's learn by doing experience. So see, remember, we are here to learn. Whether to win the competition or not has to be a side effect. If you can learn through this exercise is what is expected by ASD, um, and this is a good platform for everyone to be contributing to. I hope I answer Parth. So if you like any of the problems and if you want to work, please do participate.
Sir, I'll take the next question. This is a pretty good question. I was thinking, can we also go beyond the given SIH problem statement and add more features, concepts, or even our own ideas to strengthen the solution? And also, what are the key parameters or benchmarks that every problem statement solution must satisfy or pass in SIH?
Oh, that is fantastic, actually. Say you always are expected to go beyond what has been asked by the problem statement. So if you have downloaded the idea template, right, which is there on the sh.gov.in portal, if you look through, the last point is all about, can you show what is the future of this idea? I mean, can you actually work on future progression and development of this problem further, which can create a better social impact or an impact on the user who is going to use this particular solution of the problem? So you're always welcome to extend the problem, provided you first satisfy the needs of the problem statement. Correct? So that futuristic development is very much welcome. What is the second part you said? I just forgot.
Also, what are the key parameters or benchmarks that every problem solution must satisfy or pass in SIH?
Oh, okay. Essentially, as I said, I mean, the solution has to be simple, has to be novel. And when you say novel, it is always comparative, right? So if you're, say, for a particular problem statement, if there are, say, 1,000 ideas been presented, these ideas will actually be then collide with each other, they will be compared with each other, and a particular novel approach which is very unique will be considered um, ahead. Again, when I say unique approach, that has to solve the problem first, that has to solve the problem in a simple way, not very too complicated way. It has to be very user friendly. So there has to be a very clarity when you propose that solution. There should be a clear idea about how you want to go about it in very simple words. Because see, ministry people may or may not be aware of the technology that you're talking about. So I expect the problem solution to be more technology agnostic, because there is a different slide, there is a different point been given where you can actually make the technology choice happen. And if you can actually give a comparison vis-a-vis that there are the, say, assuming that solving a problem requires different technologies, and there are different ways of addressing that. So if you say technology stack 1 versus technology stack 2 versus technology stack 3, and if you can justify that which technology stack actually suits the solution, so that it will be simple to maintain for the future, then that choice should also be presented in the idea presentation PPT that has been, so that will be submitted by you. uh, then, as Vishal has said, the user experience and the impact of the solution should be very well written there. The usability aspect, the scalability aspect, and nowadays, the era of green IT, if you can even comment on sustainability overall. Again, I'm not too sure whether you should have all the data, but to your knowledge, if you can mention even that, would be an additional parameter considered.
Sir, in
Okay.
continuation with the same question, I would like
Hmm.
to ask something further. As the first question was, I was thinking that can we go beyond the given SIH problem statement and add more features? If they are giving a solution to the problem statement mentioned on the SIH portal, then they will stick to that problem statement. And if they want to go beyond that, can
Yeah.
we convert it to open innovation category?
See, they can, I mean, but if it is just about adding the features which would help the problem statement, then definitely it should be on a different slide, as I mentioned, because
Okay.
this future scope and how this problem can be, or rather, how this solution can be made more futuristic with more features, even has a weightage in the overall evaluation process if you are mentioning that as a separate slide, right?
Okay.
So you have
Okay.
to actually write that point separately. Firstly, you have to concentrate on how to solve the given problem, and if you can extend the problem statement, rather I would say if you can extend the solution further, not the problem statement, I think that is the best thing you should do, right?
Okay.
Because extending a problem slightly has negative connotations. I would say extending a solution that will help the same user and suggesting some more features would be always great, and that also has a value if you look at the evaluation criteria, right? So
Yes.
potential, if the solution has a potential for future progression and development is one of the criteria, and if you mention that upfront in your slide deck, will always benefit you.
Yes. Got it. Gia, I would like to take it further, but one question I will I think so, Vishal sir can address this well. Sir, so the question is, so in our internal hackathon, do we need to get the prototype or just the idea of it?
I think for the internal hackathon, the idea is more than sufficient for the first stage. So basically, if you look at it, yes, of course, if you have a prototype, then you can definitely show the prototype. But for the internal selections, for the first round internal, it is more of understanding if you have something, some novel idea, some novel solutions which make the cut. Second, very important thing would be about how you communicate and the reach of that whatever solution you are giving. How scalable, how far it is going. These are the things which are very important. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Gia?
Of course, one very important thing is if even if the team can tell about how they are planning to solve it, it is good because that will be there in the solution part itself. Most probably they should be very thorough on the basics of. They should not be going somewhere uh, like taking a ta- taking a problem which doesn't have a data set is an example, I would say,
Hmm.
and trying to say that we are going to do it with machine learning.
Okay.
Of course,
Yes.
we these are some things
Mhm.
which can easily be like can be understood. No.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Gia, please take it ahead now.
Sure, ma'am. So the next question we have is the in the benchmarking process, how much weightage is usually given to the technical depth versus the innovative idea?
Shall I take that up?
Yeah. Please.
Okay. So technical depth again, as I think many of the scientists have already said, that's the typical philosophy followed, is the problem has to be solved by much thought than technology. So does that mean is the technology depth, as you said, I mean, if you're using some X number of tools, which may be unnecessary to be a part of the solution, um, then that will be considered as a negative point. So what you should be doing is to choose the technology which is right fit for the solution. That is a must. Novelty, of course, has a higher number of marks or weightage compared to the technology depth, because technology depth only can be considered if that suits the solution, right? So if you're unnecessarily making the technology stack complex, then that, as I again am repeating, that will be considered as a negative point. Okay. So for example, if the particular problem statement doesn't require AI as the solution, and if you're unnecessarily, because you are want to work on AI, you would want to push that up, and that actually would make the solution complex than what has been asked for, then that will be considered as negative. So technology has to be used wisely. I think I have given that example, right? So earlier also I was talking about it. If I have to cut vegetables, I should not use sword, correct? So that the choice of technology actually has is one of the slides that is expected out there, and that has marks. Okay, so choose wisely.
Thank you, sir. And our next question is, what makes a solution stand out to you immediately? Is it simplicity, uniqueness, or the way it is presented?
All three, they are all must. I mean, there is no comparison. All that has to be there as the characteristic of the solution that you're proposing.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And our next question is from Rishi. My idea of end product is of type hardware plus software, but the problem statement I have selected is of software category. I am currently working on software part of the idea for the hackathon, but I want to include or show the vision of the final product in my idea as it makes my idea very innovative. So how should I proceed?
Again, the same answer. I think this is a good thing that you actually are thinking beyond what has been asked for. But as I said, firstly, you have to attempt the solution for the problem which has been given. And in the last slide, where there are marks for future progression or the development of this solution beyond just a software problem, you can even mention that, right? So if you think this idea can actually be extendable to something much better, then you should be mentioning that on the last slide, which is expected out of you. But the original problem should not be diluted. The original solution should not be diluted. First, attempt that. And in the last part, which is about future progression, you should be mentioning this part which you think should add value.
Vishal sir, can you comment more on this?
Yeah, one very important thing which I agree to whatever Vivek ji has said. One very important thing is if at all you want to show something or something like that, maybe the first round you can have a picture of the prototype or something like that, since there is a hardware involved in it. But the basics of the hackathon is whatever problem is given, that needs to be solved first. Then is the extra part. Like what Vivek ji said, is it's very important that you solve the minimum which is required and solve it in an innovative way. If there are patents, if there are patents, do mention, because then it gives a weightage. Last year also, I was talking to people who had some very novel ideas, to mention at least the patent number, or something like what you are trying to do, or maybe the reason being that it gives you a special edge when you are looked at in a group of people who are trying to solve the same problem. Yeah.
Thank you,
Chia?
sir. And our next question is, we have a different problem statement and it's not in the list of problem statement of SIH. Can we make it our own problem statement? And if yes, by when we will get to fill that statement and how?
I think Deepali ma'am, you can answer that. I know this is under
Yes.
open innovation category.
Yes. Mm. There is an open innovation category. Once all the problem statements are released by the ministry, we might get till last year we were having this category as open innovation, and under open innovation you can frame your own problem statement and you can see it fits into which theme of the SIH. Like it fits into agriculture, it fits to healthcare, or it fits to military sector, so like that you can fail, but yet you cannot see that open innovation category on the SIH portal. But very soon we might expect this. After once all the problem statements are released, I think so the open innovation category will also be visible for you people. I hope I have answered it.
Yeah, you rightly said. I think most of the problem statements then will be uploaded, followed by opening this up at a more open challenge where you can draft your own problem statement and the idea.
Thank you, ma'am. And our next question is, at the benchmarking stage, will partial progress or just the idea clarity we will be evaluated?
See, basically the same thing. I think, as Vishal has said, working prototype is not expected when you submit this PPT, right? So your idea clarity is far more important. Once you finish your idea PPT, and if you have time to work on the prototype, and you can then put in some of the glimpse of what prototype you've been working on as partial progress, it is okay, but it is not expected. If you look at the guidelines or the idea PPT template which has been there, it's nowhere mentioned that give the details of the working prototype, so it's not been expected as a part of the selection process initially. You have ample time to work on the solution.
Thank you, sir. And the next question is, can we select both the SIH problem statement and open innovation,
Wait a
both
minute.
sectors?
This
And yes, ma'am.
Yes, Jia, sorry, this is regarding our UA Setu app. So, students, let me clarify it. The notification what you have received is you can select maximum two problem statements, out of which one should be open innovation category. So you can select one also, that is also okay, given by the ministry or open innovation, or you can select two at the max, but out of that, compulsorily one should be in open innovation. So, Jia, I think so. Selection of problem statement question should not be taken hereafter now, because this is very clear. I have answered in the chat box also, and that is for our US Setu app.
Okay, ma'am.
Rather, one very interesting problem statement. I want Vivek sir and Vishal sir both to comment on this and give nice input to our students. How do we choose a problem statement? What are the aspects to select them?
Okay, so I can go first. Uh, so selecting a problem statement, the first I would say whenever you are selecting the problem statement, uh, first very important thing is to understand if really there is a inner drive to solve that problem. It is not about technology that is going to be used. It is more about solving that problem. Now, there are two kinds of problem statements which you will come across in SIH. One is a problem statement which is very, very open. So, for example, something as open as the different sites which are there, or the different you may say the it could be heritage sites or something like that, which is related. But they want something, but they are not actually telling you the whole periphery of the problem statement. It's more of an open thing. They have kept it open. Now, this is one type of problem statement which is there. And second is where they are specifying you very, very specific on what is required, what are the boundaries, what type of, you may say, diseases should be identified, something like that. where there are certain specifics which are given. So there are these two types of problem statements. You need to maybe being competitive, you need to first understand that there are two ways of looking into this. First thing is, what do you really want to do? What do you really want? What do your team, you and your team feel internally about that problem statement? Now, when looking at it as a competitive way, in a competitive way, you usually select things which are more clear on the boundaries. The reason being, then it is also, some hints are also given. What kind of technologies they are expecting? What kind of, so these are some of the hints which are already there in the problem statement itself. So they are trying to tell you something which with a boundary, saying that this is something which is important for so many people. And if you really feel internally that in your team that yes, we will try to solve this problem statement because we also have some technology background to this. Now, technology background is the second very important factor which should be there. You should not go into technologies where there is no requirement of fixing it into this problem. As you need to be very simple in your solution. It's more about the novelty part that people are looking at, and less about the technology part right now. If you initially look at how the evaluation happens, it's about understanding if you are doing something different, very different than what normal way of solving is. Because most of the time the normal way of solving has already been tried out, and that is the reason why that problem has not solved, because people are thinking in the normal way. So they want some innovation over there, and that is the reason why it has been put with some kind of boundaries, so that you come up with an innovative solution. So this is very important. If you have an innovative solution in a certain way, a problem is solved. I'm not talking about technology, I'm talking about a way a problem is solved. Then that is the thing that people are looking at, and you should select that kind of problem statement. So that was my take on how you should select the problem statement. Okay. And of course, it would be great if you have a team which is diverse, because in that case you have people who can be given different tasks to complete. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few more points I want to add. I mean, to summarize what you just said, Vishal. So, team, basically, the problem statement has to be selected which aligns with your passion, your liking, right? And of course, the your team skills should also be taken into account, whether your team is capable of addressing that particular problem. So no matter my passion is about something X, but I have no idea about how this should be solved, then naturally I'll not select that problem. So first thing first is the passion, that this is something which I would like to attempt as a team, and the team, whether a team has that particular set of skills to solve that problem. These two are important factors. Same way, if you would get a sense typically that a particular problem, typically if it is a simple problem, would typically get a lot of solutions, thousands of solutions for one problem. Naturally, the probability of getting your idea selected goes down. So if you can, while selecting a problem statement, if you can select a problem statement which is unique as well. So because there is always, like there is a novelty factor to the idea, there is always a novelty factor to the problem. Rather, we say stated a good statement always has a half solution therein. So select the problem statement which is novel enough, which you want to solve, right? Look at the particular theme, right? Whether you are more passionate about agriculture, if you want to solve a problem related to health, maybe about smart cities, about green IT, whatever. I mean, you must be having your own passion, liking about. Select the problem with which aligns with your passion, then definitely that gives better results always, right? Don't go by more popular problem statements, um, unless you have a unique solution to that. So these are few more comments I want to have in addition to what Vishal said.
Thank you, sir, for really this insightful um, answer for this, because this was very much needed, because many students are yet confused that what problem statement they should choose. They're yet stuck at that place only. I think so.
Yeah.
This answers the question very precisely, that what type of a problem statement you should choose. Jia, please take the next question.
Yes, ma'am. What is the timeline or the deadline for the internal hackathon and the further stages?
Sir, I may I answer this question?
Yeah, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Rather, you should. Yeah.
Yes. So students, let me make it clear. In this week, we have planned all the orientation sessions. One by one, Vishal sir will be having a detailing orientation session tomorrow. Vivek sir will be having one more orientation session day after tomorrow, where in-depth things will be given for the different aspects of SIH, problem statement selection, then putting up the solution, how the PPT should be framed, everything will be cleared in that orientation session. Next week, 11th will be the inauguration of SIH, formal inauguration of SIH. 12th, 13 will be your round one evaluation elimination. So till then, we will give you the deadlines that when you have to, today by the end of day registration deadline is there, you have to form the team and register no problem statement selection. Let me make it very clear. Problem statement selection, we will give you some time. Once all problem statements are released by the ministry people, we'll let you know. After that, we'll give you 3-4 days for to choose your problem statement, and you have to be ready with your presentation and all till 11th, 12th and 13th, wherever your panel is allocated. Then you have to give the presentation in front of industry juries, and that will be your first elimination round. Out of the total teams, 50% teams will be eliminated based on their evaluation score. And after that, in the round two, again further mentoring as well as evaluation will be done, which we schedule on 15th, 16th and 17th of September. And then after that, again, round three will be there. Shortlisting of teams will be done in round two also. And the remaining teams will go to the final round, that is round three, where again the presentations will be done. And finally, 45 plus 5 teams will be shortlisted out of this total process. So I expect that somewhere around 28th, 19th of September, will be in the position to shortlist the total 45 plus 5 teams. And after that, we have to upload some documents to the SIH portal from the Spock login. That will be taken care on from 21st to 23rd. Till 25th, we have to complete all this internal hackathon procedure. I hope this answers your question. Now you all have to be ready, and you have to start selecting your problem statement and putting up the solution, having a brainstorming sessions in your teams, talk to your mentors, faculty mentors, get input from them, and start the process. That's all from my side, Gia. Please take the next question.
Thank you, ma'am. And our next question is, what is the one quality or factor that usually sets apart the winning SIH team from the rest?
It is the clarity of approach and novelty, of course. Say novelty and clarity, I would say rather than one, I would say both together.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, do the judges expect solutions that have strong commercial potential, or is the focus more on innovation and novelty?
It's innovation and novelty because there are many ministries who expect you to solve their problems. Example is ISRO has actually must have given a lot of problems many a times, and they want it to be implemented for their use. So there is no commercial interest been involved there. So it depends which ministry or which even there are problem statements given by industry based on the problem statement, whether it caters to a more commercial outcome or with the internal use, that decides that. But commercial comes later. I think it has to be more novel. Correct. So solve the problem statement for the user, because the persona for which you are solving the problem is important. So don't look at the problem statements which are commercial, but look at the problem statement whether it is or the solution that you're making is going to help the user. So identify the user personas who will be using the solution typically by the process of design thinking, and then go about solving various aspects related to that. Correct. So that identifying those personas is far more important. That will definitely give you the answer whether the persona is expecting it to be the commercial outcome out of this solution. Then that need to be a feature. If it doesn't, it's fine. So many of the ministry problems are not about commercial gain, it's about more social impact. Yeah, go ahead with the next, if I answered that.
Yes, sir, you have answered it.
Can we use AI to help us make the software smooth, also for helping us to complete the software development in given time?
I think you should, right? In today's world, there are hardly any people who doesn't use Gen AI or similar tools to generate code. You can, because the whole intent is not to whether the code has been written by the team or otherwise. The intent is about how good the solution has been proposed. And as you know, I mean, the era that is coming, nobody's expecting people to write code. I mean, that's fine as long as you understand what you have written, what has been generated, and it is maintainable, most importantly. Then anyway you can generate a code, whether you use AI or otherwise. Correct. It's like an open book examination. So this is the open challenge, right? So it's an open book examination where all the answers are readily available anywhere, and you can take those as long as you understand them. You understand how to make them more. I mean, the progression in the future, and you should be able to, or the team who you are handling this solution to, should be able to maintain that going further. Correct. So the generation of the solution is just one part. Typically in industry, it is a saying, when you make a product, it's typically just a 10% effort, but maintaining that lifelong so that it can benefit customers is 90%. So it should be maintainable.
Jia, just hold on. Sir, I have two questions which are from the faculty members. So I want you to address these questions first. Just wanted to ask about the hackathon. If we choose a new problem statement in student innovation section, will it reduce our chances of getting selected? Is equal weightage given to the published statements as well as the student innovation statement?
I think the weightage is equal. Typically, student innovation is taken at a different center altogether, as you understand, and there are different awards under that category. So there is absolutely the same weightage.
Okay, okay. So this is what is the one question. Later on, I will take the second question. Jia, you can continue with students' questions.
Yes, ma'am. So our next question is, does every team need a faculty mentor? If yes, then what is
I think, ma'am,
So,
you should answer this, or Vishal
okay.
should answer this.
Yeah. So the most important thing which I would say is, uh, so students, first very important thing is that you all feel that you are the best, but someone should be there to tell you that this thinking process that you have adopted is already been there out in the open. So it is very important that you need to have a faculty mentor. I would say it is kind of checking the local quality. It is very important for you to win the challenge. It's not about participating. participating is just okay. Yeah, you are participating. But if you really want to win, you need to put your ideas to the test from the very start. Don't shy away from being judged by your faculty members, because they will at least you know that they know better than you. Maybe they have learned more, they have seen more in life, and that is the reason why they are able to tell you that okay, this solution exists. At least that is the first filtering that you have, and it is very important for having this filtering process in place. So that's what I would say.
Yes, one more question is there from the faculty. Actually, I will take the liberty to answer this question. First, I'll put the question ahead. How many teams can one faculty mentor? So, the answer to this question is there is no such limit that one faculty can mentor how many teams. On the contrary, that you are capable enough to mentor many teams simultaneously. I will continue with the statement given by Vishal Pillai sir that what is the job of mentor over here? Mentor is to guide students throughout the process, that how can they do very precisely putting the problem solution, and how they can take it ahead so that they can provide a very good solution to the problem statement given. The job of mentor is to guide the students, and if you can guide multiple teams, no issues at all. There is no such limit that one faculty can mentor how many teams, but you should be able to manage many teams at a time. You should be able to give time to each and every team in this internal hackathon process. That is what I think. Vishal sir, Vivek sir, if you wish, you can comment more on this.
I think you're right. I mean, I go with what both the answers.
Okay. Jia,
Thank
take the
you.
next question.
Sure, ma'am. So, our next question is, how much time or days will be given to develop software if solution got selected?
I think, have you seen? I mean, for this, you should see the entire timeline flowchart which is provided on the Smart India Hackathon portal, sih.gov.in. Currently, we are in the month of September, August, September, right? Which is where the uploading of the ideas typically is happening. Uh, Once these idea portal goes through, there will be typically in in October, the result publication will happen somewhere in October, and the result will be communicated. Beyond which, I think October, November, right? Which is when you have enough time to work on it. And again, said that if you are confident and if you like the problem statement, you can continue solving it right away once your team has been selected. Suppose there are multiple ways to look at this question. If your team gets selected in the internal hackathon, then you have chances to go through, right? So at least your idea will be seen by the jury out there, which is global evaluation team looking at all smart india hackathon problems. In that case, you should start working on the idea. Always start building that approach. There are few people who would like to wait for it. Then in that case, they should wait till October end before they will be communicated that they are part of finalist for the grand finale. Then they'll get another 2 months to work on. Uh, I mean, as per the schedule, grand finale is expected in December for now. I hope that answers. If I am at your place, I will continue solving the problem irrespective of whether my team gets selected or otherwise. Because getting good problem statements to work on is also a problem nowadays. Um, so if you're getting a problem and if you really want to convert that to your internal project, maybe you can talk to your faculty members, see if this can be converted into a mini project or otherwise, and continue working with it. Don't give up.
Thank you, sir. And the next question is, what level of detail do you expect in the PowerPoint explanation? Is it the high level overview for clarity or deep technical breakdowns?
Okay. So I would like to say that quantification is the key to whatever you are writing. So when you say something like you are doing, you are comparing something, some technologies, and if there is quantification, it gives insights to how the depth of your knowledge. So basically, I would say that for every parameter that you are trying to bring out to discuss or put it on the table to discuss, you should definitely have quantification for it. Quantification in the sense like it cannot be something vague like it is better, it is good, it is bad. These are just rounded words. It is better by this amount or this percentage or this factor or this parameter is very very important. In when you specify in this fashion, it becomes very clear that you have quite a technical depth. It's not just on the superficial part that you are working. There is enough depth for person to understand that there is enough depth that you possess to solve this problem. So because in the first phase, remember that they are not asking you for a prototype, they're just asking you for a solution. When you are presenting a solution, you definitely, when you come up with quantified numbers, it becomes much more you may say near to the winning category. That is my take on this. Okay.
Thank you, sir. And our next question is, since we have chosen a software based problem statement, should we present a live demonstration prototype during the presentation, or would you prefer that we include demonstration or the prototype screenshots in the slides? Including pictures may require additional space and could extend the presentation to around 8 to 9 slides.
See, as I said, it's not expected. I think we answered this question. We don't expect the working prototype. If you have it, please add them. Yes. In that case, you might require one or two slides.
Sir, so in this case, many have asked this question. Are we allowed to extend the slides to one or two, a 6 plus 2 or something?
Yeah, we should.
Okay,
Because see,
okay.
that's additional I mean, inputs that you wish to present, right? So, which is not expected out there, which means it will require one or two slides more.
Okay. Sir, we will take two, three more questions and we'll stop because in the next orientation session, which individually you will be addressing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
students, we can take the further questions. I'll take last question from my side because that is more on mentors part. Do we choose the mentors by ourselves or will they be provided? Students, we give the liberty that you select your mentors. We will not be enforcing that you have to select this mentor, or we will not be providing any list of mentors. You know your faculties well. So I think so you should go and approach the faculties and you can discuss with the faculties and finalize them as your mentors. And the next again, mentor Yuva Setu app. Right now, we haven't provided any provision to enter the mentor name, but don't worry. In coming 2 3 days, once you select the problem statement, before freezing the problem statement, we'll allow you to choose your faculty mentors also. And the section will be provided where you have to enter the name of faculty mentor. And Vivek sir, am I clear with this? That faculty mentor is not mandatory for every team?
No, it is not mandatory. I mean, they have
Mandatory.
to select two mentors. They can come from faculty, both of them. Both
Or
of them
one.
can come from industry. There can be a mix as well.
Okay. So students, this clarifies the question and that you can select any industry mentor also along with college mentor, or if you want both from industry, that is your choice. But at the max two you can choose, or if you don't want any mentor, it's your choice. But as Vishal sir earlier also mentioned, please understand the role of mentor. Mentors might give you a very nice perspective or a different perspective to come up with a good solution. So I think so. This is the question what I would like. I have planned to address at the end, and this comes to the end. Gia, can we conclude the session as
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
already time up?
Thank you to our speakers and to all the participants for making this session interactive and meaningful. We truly hope you found it valuable. With that, we come to the end of today's mentoring session. Wishing you all the very best, and we look forward to seeing you in the future sessions as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Vishal
Thank
sir
you.
and Vivek sir, for this informative session, and hope students might gain more in the coming orientation session. I request all students, team leaders, and faculties to join the further orientation sessions too. Thank you. Thank you, one and
Thank
all.
you. Thank you.
Thank you and all the best. Yeah,
Thank you.
bye
All the
bye.
best. Bye.
The host can end the meeting.